Hello, Stonegate and Naples Manor. I'm Jed Williams with Hagan Realty, and if you're living or looking in Stonegate or Naples Manor, there is no better place to keep up with what's going down in real estate than right here. Our neighborhood's had updates on 10 different properties this month, including 4 new contracts, 1 price change, 1 failed listing, and 4 closings, but no new listings. That's an interesting month, so let's get moving. We'll start off with 409 Corona Place. It's a 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 2,700 square foot colonial in Naples Manor that listed for $880,000 in October and pulled temporarily off the market on November 10th. But that turned out to be a pump fake because they went under contract on the 12th after 30 days on market. 15222 Centergate Drive in Stonegate is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 3,000 square foot split level that listed for $775,000 and then dropped their price to $750,000 back in October. They went under contract on November 3rd after 33 days on market. 14820 Cobblestone Drive in Stonegate is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1,700 square foot rancher that listed in October for $625,000. They went under contract on November 1st, their 4th day on the market. 3 J Stone Court in Naples Manor is a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 3,100 square foot colonial that listed in October for $1,049,000. They went under contract on November 11th after 33 days on market, so be sure to check back with us next month to see what they closed for, because as of right now, there have only ever been 3 homes that have sold for over $1 million here. And all 3 of those were my listings. 302 Notley Court in Stonegate. Buckle up, because this one's a bit of a long ride. It's a 6-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,700 square foot single family that listed in June for $765,000. Dropped their price by $35,000 in July, then another $15,000 in September to $724,900. They pulled the listing and relisted it a few minutes later, trying to make it look all fresh. They accidentally let the listing expire on October 5th and relisted it again on the 6th. But after all that, they did finally get a contract on Halloween. After 140 days on market, now they spent the entire month of November under contract, so we'll see how this journey ends next month. 14701 Notley Road in Stonegate is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath split level listed in May for $715,000. Dropped their price by $40,000 in July. They took a weekend off in the middle of August but came back on at the same price. They dropped again on November 3rd, this time by $25,000 to $650,000. They then pulled it temporarily off the market on the 16th before making it officially off the market the next day. 15205 Rockport Drive in Stonegate is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,700 square foot split level. Now they listed in October for $819,000 and went under contract after 14 days on market. They closed on November 10th for $802,000, $17,000 below their asking price. 701 Stratford Manor Terrace in Stonegate is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,300 square foot colonial listed in September for $725,000, went under contract after 16 days on market, and they closed on November 6th for their full list price. 14938 Wellwood Road in Stonegate. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, and 2,100 square feet. They listed for $675,000 in September and went under contract on October 15th after 28 days on market. They closed on November 18th for $675,000, their full original list price. And for the final property for the month, 15104 Winstead Lane in Stonegate, a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 2,600 square foot colonial listed for $789,000 in October and went under contract on their 6th day on market. They closed on the 14th of November for their full list price, $789,000. Now let's shift to a wider look at the Colesville market, which is flashing some warning signs but is still throwing in a few mixed signals as we head into winter. The headline this month is that prices continue their downward trend. Year-over-year prices turned negative back in October, but they accelerated their decline to 0.8% in November. New listings always drop heavily from October-November, and this year was no exception. The 34 new listings in Colesville in November was exactly half October's number. Contract activity was down as well, but not quite as much. There were 40 new contracts signed in November, which is actually a pretty decent figure for this time of year. The time on market, though, continues to climb. The median time to contract in November was 33 days. That is 3 times as long as it took last year. And the listing failure rate remains high, but 23.4% is actually lower than it's been in the previous 3 months. As for mortgages, the average 30-year fixed-rate loan was up this month, but only slightly, to 6.4%. Be sure to check back next month for another monthly market report for Stonegate and Naples Manor, or if you prefer more timely updates, including all the listing photos for each property, register at the link in the description, and we'll set you up with a free automatic email anytime a property hits the market, has a price change, goes under contract, or closes in either neighborhood. And remember, if you or one of your friends or neighbors are looking to buy or sell, give me and my team a call. I'm Jed Williams with Hagan Realty, and Stonegate, Naples Manor, you'll be moved.